Is your B2B website keeping up with the latest best practices? Or is it feeling a little outdated? The online world is evolving fast, and if your website isn't keeping up, then you may be losing valuable leads to competitors who are staying ahead of the curve. In this video, we're going to break down key trends for 2025 that are going to make your website more engaging, more effective, and most importantly, better at converting visitors into customers. So stick around to learn actionable tips you can implement to prepare your B2B business for the future and the now. Hey, I'm Robin, your B2B marketing bestie. And as a former leader at one of the top B2B website agencies, I have helped businesses create awesome websites that drive real results. Every year it is important and honestly kind of fun to take a look at what's ahead so we can position ourselves for the big wins. Let's dive right in. Trend number 6 is clear content structure. Now, this has always been important for a better user experience and in SEO best practices, but now there's yet another reason. Yep. AI. AI-powered search engines like SearchGPT, Google Gemini, and Perplexity have gotten even better at analyzing how information is organized on your site. And they tend to favor websites that make it easy to understand what each page is about. That means headlines, subheads, and clear sections aren't just for humans, they're for algorithms too. The best way to create structure on a web page is don't just start writing willy-nilly and go stream of consciousness. Instead, create an outline in advance that covers all of the main topics and the subtopics you want to cover, and then separate them into hierarchies, each with their own specific section. And make sure you're covering the topic thoroughly and that each subtopic has its own heading. This is really going to help not just the AI search engines and regular search engines, but humans too. It just is easier to consume content that way. Also consider adding a table of contents to the beginning of the page of long form pages, especially if the page is heavy on resources or product details. Not only does this help users find what they need, but it signals to search engines that the page is well structured. Pause while Django takes a pee and scratches at his litter box. Okay, you done, boo-boo? And don't forget, write in a way that is easy to understand. Just cut out the corporate jargon. Nobody wants to hear about leveraging synergies or mitigating interdisciplinary risk. I mean, what does that even mean? Generative AI search engines prefer straightforward content that's written at about the 8th grade reading level. And you can still do this in a very professional manner. So here's a tip. Take one of your key pages and review it for clarity. Can somebody understand the main point of the page in under 10 seconds? If not, it's time to simplify. Trend number 5 is personalization. Personalization is the buzzword of the year for 2025. And it's not just a trend, it's becoming an expectation. Now, we're not quite at the point where your website can greet people by name. Okay, at least not for brand new visitors. I actually hope we don't get to that. It is just creepy. Does anyone else think that's creepy? I think it's creepy. Okay, I'm over it. Visitors to your site, especially millennial and Gen Z buyers, want to feel like the content was made just for them. But here's the catch. While these buyers value personalization, they also value privacy. And you have to do it while staying compliant with privacy regulations like GDPR and CCPA. The good news is there are tools available to help. Website personalization software like Optimizely or Dynamic Yield can adapt content based on things like a visitor's industry, job role, even browsing history, and they can do it while staying compliant with privacy laws. For example, if someone works in manufacturing, your homepage can highlight things like case studies or solutions tailored to that sector. But if this kind of dynamic personalization isn't within your budget, don't worry, there are other options. There's a simpler way to achieve similar results. You can create content for specific industries, job roles, or use cases and let visitors self-select. This approach allows them to see themselves in your solution without needing advanced software tools. For example, Asana has landing pages for company type, teams, industries, and use cases. So it's the next best thing to giving users a personalized experience without the special software. Trend number 4 is animation and micro interactions. Now let's talk about a trend that's a little more fun. Animation and micro interactions are moving graphics that make the user experience more engaging. These can be small things like subtle movements on icons or more involved animations that illustrate how a product works. Why are these important? Because they create a sense of interactivity and keep the user engaged. For B2B websites, this can make more mundane tasks like filling out forms or navigating through content feel a little more dynamic. But just don't overdo it here. Too much animation can slow down your site and frustrate visitors. A great way to start is by focusing on functional animations. For instance, you could animate your call to action buttons to draw attention, or add a hover effect so users can get additional details without having to click. These small touches just show that you've put thought into the user experience, and they make your site stand out. Trend number 3 is AI chatbots. Today's customers expect immediate assistance, and an AI chatbot can address visitor questions without having to rely on staff to constantly field inquiries. And these AI chatbots are getting pretty darn smart. You can now train a chatbot on your specific information, like your products, your FAQ, your support challenges, to provide genuinely helpful answers and not just generic responses. For example, let's say a potential customer has a question about your pricing or integrations. So instead of waiting for a sales rep to get back to them, the chatbot can provide detailed, accurate answers in seconds. And that speed not only improves the user experience, but it keeps the prospect engaged for longer. And if you're worried about the bot sounding too, well, robotic, these newer tools actually can use a friendly conversational tone that sound human. And you can always include a fallback option where a real team member steps in if needed. Trend number 2 is video. I recently talked about video as a top B2B marketing strategy for 2025. I'll provide a link to the video up above and also below in the description box. And your B2B website absolutely needs video too. People just can't get enough of video. And it builds trust faster and increases message retention. In fact, websites with videos are proven to keep visitors engaged for longer. But don't just throw up any old video and call it a day. So what works best for B2B websites? Explainer videos, product demos, customer testimonials, these are all great options. Imagine a potential customer lands on your site and watches a 90-second video that explains exactly how your solution can solve their pain points. That's really powerful. And now let's talk about where to use video. Now, your homepage is the obvious, but don't limit yourself there. You can embed videos on your product pages, your FAQ, even your blog. A how-to video paired with a blog post can double the value you're offering to your customers. One more thing, make sure that your videos are optimized for mobile. Many people will be viewing them on their phones, and so if it doesn't load properly or if it isn't formatted correctly, it could cost you leads. So an easy way to ensure mobile optimization is to just post your videos to YouTube and then embed them on your website. A lot of B2B companies do this. Plus, YouTube stays on top of technical best practices, and most users are familiar with the platform, so they will always have a great viewing experience. Trend number 1 is custom graphics. That is, ditch the stock images. Let's just be honest, nobody loves stock images, am I right? I mean, especially the super overused ones. You know the ones I mean, the basic handshake or the generic office team smiling awkwardly. In 2025, custom graphics are the way to go. If you want to use photography, consider hiring a professional photographer who can capture some dynamic pics for you. But if you like the budget friendliness of a stock photo, there are ways you can manipulate them to make them look more original and fresh. So take this example from Zoho Desk. They are using what looks like a stock photo, but they've stylized it by removing the background, making it black and white, and adding product screen grabs to make it more visually interesting. Or Asana takes an even simpler yet effective approach by adding a pink gradient frame and these cards that highlight product features. Tools like Canva or Adobe Express make it easy to customize stock images like this and make it align with your branding. Or better yet, work with a skilled graphic designer. Now, why does this matter? Because visuals are often the first thing that people are going to see on your website. And 50% of internet users say that they use a website's design as a factor to forming an opinion on that business. A well-designed custom graphic communicates professionalism and attention to detail, while generic stock images make your site feel bland and, well, boring. Sorry. One tip is to start small. Prioritize your homepage and the most well-trafficked pages where your visuals could really use an upgrade. Start there and see how much of a difference it makes. If you want to know the top 5 mistakes you're making with your B2B website, check out this video here where I walk you through each one of them and show you how to fix them. So which of these trends are you most excited to try? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can keep getting B2B marketing videos like this that will help you grow your business. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.